In 2000, a 4-year-old girl who was fearlessly battling cancer decided to open up a lemonade stand and set forth to raise $1 million for childhood cancer research. Her name was Alex Scott. Sadly, Alex lost her brave battle with cancer in 2004, just days after reaching her goal. However, her parents decided to maintain Alex's mission, establishing Alex's Lemonade Stand Foundation in 2005. We traveled to Philadelphia to learn more about the foundation and speak with Alex's older brother Patrick about how they've learned to run the organization more efficiently and therefore focus more time and energy on the core mission of Alex's Lemonade Stand Foundation, raising money for research and awareness around childhood cancer. How many people were part of Alex's Lemonade Stand Foundation at the beginning?
It was a family thing at the beginning. Before we were a foundation, it was just my sister at some point and my parents and me and my brothers helping.
How many employees then do you have today?
We have about 60 full-time employees,
Wow.
plus thousands of volunteers who support us across the country.
No business finds success, of course, without some challenges. What challenges have you faced here at Alex's Lemonade Stand?
I think one of the big challenges is that if you think about it, in 10 years, scaling up to the scope of the things we do is a pretty dramatic time to add so many different services and programs and all that, and also to add so many customers, to go from having no customers to having hundreds and hundreds of thousands of customers.
Yeah.
You can imagine when stuff grows organically like that, it gets a little bit messy.
Yeah.
And then you hit a point where you need to take a step back and say, okay, how can we leverage all these resources and all this data we have to actually improve the organization and keep growing?
Obviously, picking a software to help manage all of these assets, it's not just picking a software for a business, it's picking a software that's incredibly close to your family's heart. Why do you think you went with NetSuite specifically?
Well, one thing that we really like about it is how customizable it is. So we do a lot of non-traditional stuff, like I've mentioned, especially as far as having other people organize our fundraisers for us. Another thing we really like is the way that NetSuite integrates the financials with the donor data management.
Okay.
And is really good for allowing you to track your return on investment.
So what assets of NetSuite then do you use for all of this?
So we use the NetSuite Suite Success program. So what Suite Success is, it takes the NetSuite framework, so the management of all of your customers, the management of all your financials and accounting, but then it layers on top of that all of the essentials that a nonprofit would need.
How has NetSuite helped you here at Alex's Lemonade Stand work more efficiently?
To start, it saves a lot of needless time searching through huge amounts of lists of, say, constituents or transactions, because the way that it's set up, we can easily search through our entire system, and it allows people to spend time on giving back and on raising money for cancer research. The NetSuite team has been incredibly supportive. They've been really helpful in either helping us set up the special customizations we need, or at least directing us what we need to do.
What advice would you give entrepreneurs like Alex who are looking to start a nonprofit or a foundation of their own?
I would say one thing is to find your starting place. You don't need to change the entire world right away. The first thing we did was, that Alex did, was a lemonade stand. And it was $2,000, and it was for her hospital, for her type of cancer. And then it grew into more money, and it grew into more hospitals, every type of cancer. You can change the world eventually, but you have to start somewhere. And I think a lot of people get trapped up where they're afraid to start with the wrong thing, but then they miss the most important part, which is starting.